Hi, good morning. This is Linda FOSSI from FOSSI Does Mexico. And we're here today at our Zocalo here in Ajijic, and we're standing in front of Chile Verde, the #1 Mexican restaurant right here, right across the street from the Zocalo. And today we are going to watch a professional making chili rellenos. In español, it would be, esta mañana vamos a ver a un verdadero profesional hacernos chili relleno. That's my best Spanish. And honestly, help me. But you're gonna have so much fun, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch them make it, we're gonna eat it, and then later we're going back to my house and we're gonna show you how you can make it. So hold on for FOSSI Does Mexico, chili relleno style. Okay, so here we are, and I would like to introduce you to one of the owners of Chile Verde. Señora, ¿cómo se llama?
Silvia.
Silvia! Gracias. Here she goes. She's starting our chili rellenos. Some arroz, some rice. I'm not gonna have to eat for the rest of the day. This is amazing. Come watch me. My talent is no good. So, here we go. Our dig in. Oh yeah. That is so flavorful. This is so delicious. Let's have some beans and some rice. Really how you're supposed to eat it in Mexico, but I'm not very good at that, is with the tortilla. So let's do it right. Let's grab this and this. Oh my goodness. Forgive me. This is Linda from FOSSI Does Mexico, and we're here today after just being earlier at Chile Verde and watching Silvia make chili rellenos, and she served it with refried beans and Spanish rice. So we rushed back here to my house, and now we are going to show you how you might make this at your house. So we're going to do the whole kit and caboodle. I have no idea if how it's going to turn out, but we're going to try and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I've laid out some things to show you what we're going to really start with. We need to start with the rice, because that takes the longest. You can use any long grain rice. I am using a basmati long grain rice because it has a great flavor. And the first thing I'm going to do with this basmati rice is I'm going to toast it in a little bit of butter and olive oil and just get a little toast on it. Then what turns it into Spanish rice is, instead of water, we're going to use chicken broth, and we're going to use, you can use any of these. I'm going to show you, I am actually going to use this, some organic, doesn't really matter if it's organic, tomato sauce, or this is what we usually use in Mexico. You can buy this for almost nothing. Or if you're just crazy and you want some real spice, you can add this for your red, which is very hot chili peppers, or you can even add salsa. So any of these things work perfectly to take your white rice, doesn't have to be basmati, it could be jasmine, any long grain white rice will do. So I've already taken my white rice here, I've got a cup, and we are going to toast it. That's all, just a little toast. I've already put the butter in, and now I'm going to do okay. So we're letting that heat up a bit, and then we are going to do our rice. That would be this. This is the chili, that's the chicken broth, and I'm going to use this. This is actually from Costco. You can buy this at Costco. It's the Kirkland brand, as you see. Okay, so that's probably heated up enough. I'm taking a cup and I am putting it in, and I am going to just toast it a tad. Get it kind of covered. And so that's what's going to go on. The reason I'm doing this is going to take the longest. Then we're going to come over here, and I'm going to take, and I want to show you, these, as you recall, are what our poblano chilies look like. I'm going to roast 2 of these, and then I'm going to cut them open the same way as I did chilies in nogada. I said it, chilies in nogada. Please, thank you, God. Okay, so after I open those, after I char them, let them rest, take the peel off. I'm going to stuff them with some cheese. Now, this is a different cheese than they used at the restaurant. I'm using a different milk cheese. This is what, you can buy it right here. You can see it's in Spanish. It's going to melt better, and it's actually going to have a better flavor. So after I char them, let them steam off, take the peel off, put the cheese in, then I'm going to separate the eggs, and I'm going to, it smells like, you always can smell when you're cooking, when it's enough. All right, it's enough. So now I'm going to start with what I like the best, which is, ooh, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna start because that's our color and our real flavor. Now, now we're going to add enough to cover our rice. Probably, you know, cooking is about feel, it's about taste, it's about a lot of stuff. So while it's cooling, now I'm going to add the other things that you add. Chili powder. You're probably going to add about a teaspoon. What is a teaspoon? Like that much. I don't measure anything. About a teaspoon of that. That's your chili powder. We're going to use that in other things today. We're going to use cumin. We're going to use half as much cumin. So we're going to use about that much. Bada bing, bada boom. And then we're going to use garlic salt. And we're going to use a little more because usually there's salt involved in all of this. All right, so we use the garlic salt. Yeah, like that. We'll taste it in a minute. We'll find out what we need to adjust. By the way, what I didn't add to the Spanish rice was the oregano, and I put a pretty good amount of that in, more than most of the other things. All right, so that's going to cook itself for about 20 minutes, all right? So let's put a lid on. Goodbye, darling. So you see how that, you hear the popping sound? You think, oh my gosh, what's happening? That's the water. That's the water leaving the poblano, the chili. And just go like that and take a look. You can already see, look at how great it's just toasting away so nicely. And that's why you're just gonna stand here. You do have to watch them. Doesn't take long. There's a lot of ways to steam them. This is the easiest. When we're home cooks, we want the easiest way, right? We just want to be able to do it and serve it. Because you know, it's going to take you 30 minutes to cook it and 5 minutes to eat it. Look at that. That's just for seconds. There are a lot of recipes that require you, they don't require, they say, oh, put them in the oven for 30 minutes. Oh my goodness, Ambroil, you absolutely do not need to do that. The only reason you'd have to do that is if you had an electric stove. Then you would have to. But if you have a propane, like this is propane, Mexico has propane, not natural gas. But if you have propane or natural gas, this is like so easy. But you do want it to be pretty charred because that is why it's going to peel off so nicely for you. I can't leave and do other things, but I want to tell you that what I have prepared back here, we are going to use some cilantro. If you really want to make your Spanish rice and your beans crazy, and I'm going to do one of them, we're going to cut up a little, this is a jalapeno. We'll cut up a jalapeno. I'm going to separate these 2 eggs into egg yolks and egg whites. That's my garlic. These are just for show for you. I've already chopped up my onions. This is the flour, which I have put some baking powder in, just a teaspoon. Let me not burn these too much, although I don't think you can burn them too much, to be honest with you. It's all gonna come off and it's just gonna come off easier. I've already squished these up because that would take forever. I'm making 2 kinds of refried beans. This is the normal, this is the pinto bean. And this is the black bean. This is the healthier bean, and that's why I'm using the onions. The onions are gonna go in this. The exact same spices are gonna go in this, to tell you the truth. And some lemon and cilantro, various things as we go along our way. The easiest thing is the chili relleno. And if I had just decided to do that, we'd be already done. But because Sylvia did the whole 9 yards, I thought, well, I should show you how to do the whole 9 yards. Yeah, look how they're turning out so beautifully. I'm gonna try to get their little bums roasted a little. I don't know what they're really called. We gotta have fun when we're cooking. If we can't have fun, what's the point? I am pretty sure that this is exactly what they need to be. So I'm turning them off. A simple paper bag that you get your vegetables in. I'm going to drop them in. I'm just gonna actually twirl them. I'm not even gonna tie them. And I'm just gonna let them rest. That will be our plates later. So that's the easy part, believe me. You're never supposed to stir your rice, but you know what? I never believe the word never. I always do what I want. So I'm not gonna stir it, but I'm gonna give it more heat. Oh, in fact, there, I turned all the heat off. You're cooking at home. You're cooking at home, you're turning the, yeah, okay, good. All right. So now let's start. I only have so many sizes of everything. So I'm heating up my olive oil, and I am going to take half of these. These are my onions that I chopped up. It's just, again, I told you last time we cooked in Mexico, we use white onions. All right, that's what we use. If there's a treat in town, like a Christmas or Thanksgiving, they'll get in some yellow onions because we're so used to them. Okay, so we're gonna do half here and half here because, as I said, we're making pinto beans and black beans. You can hear that sizzle. You're just trying to get them translucent. You're not necessarily trying to brown them at all. This is a hotter burner than the one, so what I do, and I do this often when I'm cooking for friends, is I'm constantly changing like this. So I'm gonna lift this one up and move it over here, and I'm gonna put this one over here. This is what you learn to do when you're cooking, because this will cook it slower. It's already cooking nicely, and this is a stainless steel pot, and this is a Teflon pot. So this cooks faster anyway, just in case you didn't know that. This one, I'm gonna put the black beans in. So I'm gonna lower my heat. It doesn't need that kind of heat. I'm gonna lower the heat. So when you do your black beans, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna, you can buy them in the can. There's no reason not to, the whole ones, and squish them up. You don't need to spend 3 days soaking them and doing all that. There's really no difference in flavor, really. And I'm going to pop them in, add water, half a cup of water. Try not to burn myself, try not to kill myself, and try not to burn the house down. That is always key in cooking. Number one rule, try not to burn the house down, particularly when you're on camera. Oh boy. Hey, if you're having fun watching this, just hit the like button because it makes me feel good. You know, write something sweet. Don't write anything nasty because that makes me feel bad. Okay, so that's looking, look, wanna look in there? That's looking really good. Now it looks like these beans, these are toasted very nicely. I'm going to turn this flame down, and I'm going to add these beans. So that's there, that's going away. I have to add my half a cup of water, and yes, we can drink the water out of our sinks here in Mexico if you have purification systems, and I do. But here in Ajijic, because this is it is the #1 expat community in the world, most every restaurant, I mean, I don't know a single one that does not have purified water. All right, so this is really looking good too. Very, kind of like what Sylvia did. This one is much more runny because pinto beans in general are more runny than the brown bean. I want to have a look and see if I'm burning my rice, which I could be. That's a very strong possibility. I definitely need to add more water. I mean, more chicken broth. All right, we're cooking, everything's fine. We just have to make it, let's have a little taste. It needs to cook some more, so that flame was too hot for it. Cook that water right out. Woohoo! I mean, that broth, and it's very good flavor. Very good flavor. So far, I haven't killed myself. I haven't burned down the house. I've probably scorched the bottom of the rice, but we won't eat that. And we've got the refried beans. Now, we're going to add the exact same spices. We're going to add chili. We are going to add cumin. And the difference is I'm going to take 2 of these garlics that I have already pre-peeled, and I'm going to squish them in. We're going to add garlic. Perfect. A little stir now. So I want to be Julia Childs right now, and I want to have that alcoholic beverage. Anything would do, but I really don't have time. This is a lot of work for me to do all of this right now and make it edible. It's one thing to do it. It's a whole other thing to make it edible, right? So now the chili on this one. I love these. If you don't have a garlic press like this, you need to get one, because they just change the world. So much easier than chopping garlic. That one has a little more. We'll put some more over here for you. Stir. And honestly, this is done. It doesn't have to cook. What they would do in the restaurant is they would simply put the lid on and put it aside, and that's what I'm going to do right now. Boom. Ow! Ooh, hot. Burned. Not too bad. All right. Whew. Where is that wine? Okay, so let's move on. Let me throw this in the drink. As I said, you always have to have the drink going on so that everything goes in the drink, and it's not that hard to clean up. So let's separate these eggs. Let's see how well I do with that. So here's how we're going to do it. We're going to go like this. We'll put it in our hands, and we just go like that. And the yolks separate, and you put the yolks over here. A lot of people go from shell to shell, and you can do that too, but it's not necessary. This is so much faster and easier, and hey, cooking's about feeling. All right, so we have our eggs, we have our cheese. We'll put this over here. The lime is going to go over there. I'm going to do that later. Should I put a chili in one of them or not? You know what, you like really hot. So let's see how we are here. Let's see if these have had enough time to rest, and if they are ready to have me remove their outer self. Yes, they're ready. Here we go. You're just gonna pull down and away. It's very, very simple. Look at that, how easy that comes off. Yes, it makes your hands a little dirty. That's okay. An easy way to do this is just to run it under a little bit of water. I mean, boom, boom, gone. What we're looking for as home chefs, as you know, is whatever's the easiest. We don't need to make life hard. It's already hard enough. Everything is hard enough. We want to make this easy. And you want to get all the chard off, because that is, that's not, you don't want to taste that. I have taken the skins off. I've opened them both up. I've taken the seeds out on this one. Again, the easiest way to take the seeds out, which look like this is just to take your hand, grab what you can, throw it in your little pot, and then turn the water on, just a little water, and just scoot those seeds right out. So now the next step is I'm going to take a fork and I'm going to mix up the egg whites, and I'm going to add the teeniest bit of the baking powder, just the teeniest bit. The rest, adios. Okay, so then this gets stirred in really nicely. That was fun. All right, now what I did was I took the egg whites and I put it in a deeper bowl, because we're supposed to whisk the heck out of this. And I think I actually have to put some baking soda in this too. Baking powder, not soda. Just to make it get peaks. That's what we're hoping for. Because then we're gonna mix these two together, and we're gonna put it in the flour, our chilies, after I put the cheese in. Oh, it's coming along nicely. I don't know if you want to watch all this, but oh, it's coming. Look, nice little whip, little head. We're trying to get it so it has this little froth. I dried these inside and out, and now I'm going to put about 3 or 4. I cut the cheese about like that. It's actually a little long. It's but that's all right. I'm just gonna break it and throw it in. That's the whole idea about cooking, loves. Whatever happens, happens. And never let them see you sweat, as they say. That was that commercial a long time ago. And it's all true. Oh yeah, that's really nice. In the restaurant, they're gonna put a toothpick through that. And you know what, maybe I should too. I wonder if I have a toothpick. They do that because we're gonna fry them. We don't want them, all the cheese to just come out, because it looks like that was exactly what would happen. So we've done that. Now, we are going to take this and we're going to dip it in the, oh wait, here. Now, all right, back to this. Whip, 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 good enough. Put this in, probably with a spoon. Oh my goodness, that looks so good. I would eat this egg yolk, but I'm on camera, so I won't. And I'm going to mix it in. You know, I imagine there are people out going to be watching this who actually drink egg yolks at night or in the morning before they go for the run, because they're really quite good. Oh, I forgot a piece of cheese. Well, you'll go in here and you go here. Thank you very much. Delicious. So now I'm going to dip it in the flour, roll it in the flour, kind of holding the cheese in place. All right, so I've done this. Then I'm going to dip it in the egg. Same thing, roll it around. I think it's coming along. Okay, well, I think I need another toothpick. I wasn't gonna do any toothpicks. I'm really happy I did the toothpick. All right, then here we go, back over here. Might be easier to do it this way. Yeah, I think that was easier. And same thing here, but eggs are harder to work with. I needed probably a more shallow bowl, if you have a shallower bowl. So, there. That and that is now, after I give myself a little rinse, going to go over there. And we're gonna cook them. Our refried black beans. Knock it off. Our refried, see how much runnier they are, just like they were the other day. Pinto beans. And our refried, our Spanish rice. Look how beautiful that is. That's so beautiful. The only thing that we're failed on, maybe failed, I'm not sure if it's a total fail, would be our plabanos. The chili relleno. But, oh, doesn't look at that cheese. Look how that cheese melted though. That's what we're looking for. Take those out. We don't want to have people die. Take that out. Good. And that, my darling, is our chili relleno a la FOSSI does Mexico. Okay, glasses off. Have a bite with the cheese. I have to say, even though my egg finish didn't happen, there's a little bit. I can see it. I can taste it. Let me hold on. It's delicious too. This is really delicious because the cheese is different. The cheese that they use at chili relleno, chili verde, does not melt, and I really like melted cheese in mine. And so I'm going to eat more. Hold on. Let's go for the black beans. Oh man, I think I'm going to like the black beans better. Boy, I don't know. Yeah, and the Spanish rice. This is really a great meal. You will not go wrong. You will do a really great job by cooking this for your family. A la Mexico. FOSSI does Mexico. If you enjoyed the show, if you enjoyed my efforts, please hit like, please hit subscribe, so you'll find out what we're doing next, and there's all kinds of things we're doing next. And always tune in to Biencom International Real Estate, because Orlando and I yesterday just did a really great video out in El Dorado, which is a $339,000 house that you won't believe what you'll get with it. So, this is me saying thank you for watching. Bye. Well, it's me again. It's Linda from FOSSI Does Mexico. And because I did not have a successful chili relleno this morning, I'm back here tonight to try it the way it said. Which one? Sorry about the noise. I am whipping. Already it's so much better, I'm telling you. Look, it's browning. I'm getting very short so I can talk to you down here. It says to brown it on 5 minutes on each side. I have, oh, look at that. Look at that. Look. Yes, way better than this morning's little adventure. We learned that you have to use your mixer and you have to get your egg whites to a peak. And then the key is to fold them in to the egg yolks. And that's it. That was the only difference I did. And I can tell you, this is going to be, even though the other one was delicious, but it didn't have that crust. Yep, I'm done. This is good. I've got a little bit of the grease off, which of course we don't need the extra grease. Oh, looks so pretty, 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 pretty. Which I also didn't do this morning because I was just like crazed. A little garnish, good, good, good. I like sriracha, but you can put hot sauce, of course. Look how pretty that looks. That looks really pretty, right? I think it does. Oh, the cheese is nicely melted, very nicely melted. Never do that. Don't do that at home. It's dangerous because you could cut your tongue. I can already tell. I can already tell. Look, see that cheese? Wasn't that good? Okay, that's what we learned. And the Spanish rice, actually, this is the best Spanish rice I've ever had in my life, and I made it for you. Hold on. To you, happy, happy chili rellenos from FOSSI Does Mexico. At night, a second time, just to make sure we really got it right. And we did. To you. Bye.